G'day guys, welcome to another edition of Friday Knockoff, where we just look to kick back, put our feet up and celebrate another week of being on the tools and hopefully bouncing back from COVID-19. Obviously it's all brought to you with great thanks to Good Work. Basically an app where we're looking to connect tradies, help them have conversations, find the right sort of people, and ideally as a result of Friday Knockoffs, educate you a little bit and maybe have a few laughs along the way. Brownie, first week outside of COVID-19 restrictions for us in Victoria. I tell you what, plenty of people out and about. I know you had a few things on your list to get done. How are you?
Yeah, it was good of Dictator Dan to finally loosen some of these restrictions and let us live our lives again. I was out and about, got my foot massage and calf massage, which I've been really missing, to be honest. And what about you?
How about the, oh no, we're not on to me just yet, but how about the boy Boston? He out and about with
Yeah,
any of the
good.
playgrounds closed?
Yeah,
I know he gets a bit cooped up inside, probably a little bit like his old man, just wants to get out and get amongst it.
He got amongst it, don't worry about that. And had some feedback from last weekend's show, and I've gone out and I had to consult with a couple of close friends of mine, Brent Guerra and Jordan Lewis.
Okay.
And they put me in contact with a good hair specialist, mate. I couldn't believe how thinning I'm going on top. I'd never actually seen that before. And so it was good of them to just put me in contact with some of their guys, and this is what I've ended up with.
So I'm not sure. It doesn't look like you asked for the Brent Guerra or the Jordan Lewis or even the Shane Warne.
The old possum on the top of the head.
Yeah, I know we've got to be a little bit humble, but I'm going to brag a little bit.
Yeah.
I hit the golf course. Beautiful. Booked myself into one thaggy. I'm playing off a handicap of 14.6.
Yep.
B grade comp.
Played well.
35 points off Stableford, mate. Took out the $40 prize winners check.
Did you really?
Going to head down to one thaggy and collect that.
Magnificent.
Which is all very nice. And then went and got a mani-pedi.
Yeah. Just look at your fingers. Oh, geez, they're nice, aren't they?
You ever got one done?
Nah.
It's beautiful. No. So you know how you probably inherited your footy skills from your old man, and then some people will become great business leaders as a result of their old man. The only thing I inherited from my old man is his love of a mani-pedi.
Yeah, really? Yeah, well done, mate. No, they look magnificent. You ever put your feet in over in Thailand or Bali?
The fish, no.
The fish, no.
No, don't like that.
Yeah.
Bit too ticklish.
Yeah, okay. Oh, mate, it's good to see you've really come today with the...
I'm ready to go, mate, because it's a massive round. We have got some big guests today. Mark Beretta from Sunrise. So we thought maybe there was a chance that our footy chat was falling by the wayside a little bit, so why wouldn't we get a sports specialist on, who's also been on the tools, incidentally, during COVID-19. So I noticed on his Facebook page during the week, he's been up doing a bit of work around the house, so he's going to have a chat to us about that.
Well, the NRL got a massive free kick with the only sport going on in Australia this week, and geez, I watched a few games.
Melbourne Storm, big it up.
Storm were disappointed, but it was a great spectacle. There was some good games. Crowd noise was good.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Do you reckon we should maybe try and get a little bit of canned laughter? Sort of play some background noise.
Yeah, well,
or a little
we
bit
need
of
someone to laugh at our jokes, because I can't keep laughing at my own good time.
I reckon we're going to have to lose the wig at some point as well. So that's Mark Beretta.
Because then you'll actually, mate, now the wig's been on, it's probably even thinner on
It's
top.
not that bad, mate.
All right.
Don't let the haters get to you. Haters are going to hate. So Mark Beretta's going to join us. Obviously, Jimmy, he has been a massive success over the past couple of weeks. There's been some big news coming out from Prime Minister Scott Morrison. More stimulus spending for us in the trade industry was an absolute ripper of a thing. We're going to get out and about with a bit of a tool review this week and try and have a bit of fun along the way.
Good
Friday
stuff,
Knockoff.
Great to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate. Friday Knockoffs, thanks to Good Work. It's Huey alongside the Brown Dog, just enjoying a nice refreshing ale. And you know, Brownie, sometimes I love admiring the male form. And no man has ever inspired me with just a simple thing as a haircut as this man. Jimmy, how are you, mate? You are just looking absolutely stunning at the moment.
Good afternoon, man. Nice to see you. Yes, the lockdown relief went off to the hairdresser, lined up outside the barbershop for a good 25 minutes, couldn't get in there quick enough. It was awesome.
And mate, we were touching on before, we've been up to a few things as well since some of the restrictions have been lifted across the country. What's one of the first things you went out and done beside your beauty treatment?
Oh, well, I went out to my local pub out the back of my house and sat in that front bar and told a story or two. And it was just simply magnificent. Seeing all my mates there was great.
Whoa, the open fire. What's your go-to frothy, mate?
Oh, whatever's on tap, but the Carlton Draft seems to be my one. Whatever's going.
Winner. I like the low-carb stuff myself.
Yeah, it looks like you do.
Hey, Jimmy, just quickly, there's been a whole raft of stuff been going on. Let's get to some of the tax tips a little bit later on. But first, the PM's created a bit of a ruckus this week, or great news for tradies, but some people aren't agreeing. He's talking about some additional stimulus measures in or around the renovation market and possibly increasing that first homeowners grant. How do you feel about that, and how do you think it's going to go getting passed through Parliament, and is it a good thing?
Oh, I think it is a good thing. What's actually happening as a result of the lockdown and the coronavirus is that immigration in the country is right off. And most new homes, over half of new homes built up and down the eastern seaboard of Australia, are bought by new immigrant families into Australia. Now, while immigration is going to really slow over the next 2 years, they're forecasting that the new home sector is really going to suffer. So what they're doing here is introducing up to a 20, I've even heard of 50, but I reckon it'll be around the $20,000 mark of stimulus grant money for anyone building a new home, right, which will go straight into helping, hopefully finishing new homes for tradies to get their hands on.
And is this all that part of that $60 billion mistake we were talking about last week? Are they looking for ways to spend that cash, seeing as it seems like the Australian people and the opposition are pretty cool for us to spend it?
That's right. Now, you've got to remember that the first wave of stimulus was very blunt. It was just, everyone have some money. Go spend some money. Now the next round of stimulus are going to be more specific into industry sectors. So they've helped out childcare already. They're helping out travel. Now they're going to get more specific, and now it's the construction industry's turn, and this is how they feel they can do it. So there's going to be a whole wave of new incentives. This is just one of many, I think.
Jimmy, the SRO Business Support Fund grant. I've come with a proper question today, but I believe...
What's SRO stand for?
State Revenue Office.
Bang.
If you've applied for JobKeeper, you're also entitled to maybe a $10,000 grant.
That's
that
right.
correct?
So the State Revenue Office here in Victoria introduced a small business grant of $10,000, but it was initially released for specific industry, mainly around retail and hospitality. But over the last couple of weeks, they've opened that up to anyone, any business here in Victoria. New South Wales are doing the same. They haven't quite announced it yet, but that's coming. And essentially, if you meet the criteria for JobKeeper, which is what we spoke about last week, you could be entitled to another $10,000 grant from the State Revenue Office here in Victoria.
That's significant, isn't it?
Mate, it's a great question. Well done to you. And we'll make sure, in terms of the show notes, obviously other states are going to have a variety of different incentives that are state-based and not just federal. We're based in Victoria, which is why we asked the question. But in the show notes, you'll be able to find all the details. We'll do some research and make sure we're connecting you with the right sort of information to be able to make those sort of claims, whichever state you're living in. Jimmy, closing out tax time, Brownie's feverishly going through his books and seeing what he can or can't claim. I think he's talked about trips to Vegas. Have you got any tips for us in terms of an area of focus that some people should be looking at as we head into June 30?
Yeah, I've got two for you this morning. The first one is there is an instant tax write-off for any new asset. So if you're looking to buy any new equipment, only spend the money if you actually need the equipment. Don't be spending money for a tax deduction. Get the receipt and pay for it before the 30th of June. You're going to get the full tax deduction in this financial year. Remember that the tax year finishes at the end of this month, end of June, right? So you've got to get your papers in order now. The more you do now over the next 3 weeks before the end of the year, before the end of the financial year, the better off your tax position is going to be. So tip number one, if you're going to buy some equipment, make sure you get it done before the 30th of June. And secondly, make sure that your logbooks, the travel that you do in your own vehicles needs to be recorded properly. Make sure you have a working and valid logbook. It's a pain. This is a pain actually writing down all your kilometres after every trip. However, the cash incentive that you can get back from this is quite significant and it is worth your time.
Jimmy, speaking of things that are pain, and I feel like this is an old tradition in accounting, keeping receipts, like the physical receipts, do you still need to do that? Or it's all online now?
Well, it's a good question. Substantiation rules have been modernised. In the past, yes, Mr. Taxman, here's a receipt for the purchase of this piece of equipment. However, they've somewhat moved forward. The receipt is the easiest way to prove that you've spent the money, right? But substantiation rules are, well, if it's on a bank statement and you can show it's very clearly stating that it was spent at a particular supplier, that's okay as well. Or if you've actually got the asset in your hand, well, how else do you pay for it?
Yeah.
Receipts are the easiest way. They truly, truly are, but it's not absolutely essential.
His English is much better than mine. Substantiation rules have modified. That's magnificent. I love that. I could never have come up with something like that.
That's why he gets the big bucks. Hey,
Real accounting lingo, that was.
and of course, you talked a lot about the apps.
That's right. So there's the MyOp online packages. There's another product called Xero with an X, XERO, which is a very popular, and another one called Reckon. They're all very good. They are pretty much off-the-shelf products that have very, very modern things. Most of them you can run through your phone now. The beauty about it, you're talking about receipts there, Brownie. It's getting to the point now, if you make a receipt, you can just take a photo of that receipt and it gets slipped into the system. And so that receipt goes in the bin, but you've got the digital record.
Because I think accountants are geniuses because I have the Xero app, so I go through and do all the work for them, yet I still get charged.
Fucking look at this smile on his face. No wonder. He's got the ears waxed, the nose waxed. He's paid for the full treatment when he's got his hair cut.
Appreciate it, Brownie.
Probably put it on someone else's books. Hey, we'll also have plenty of details on the Good Work app. Probably a good thing that we highlight via the app, some of the technology that's available to help you through as we get through to tax time. Not sure if we're creating some more work for the guys at Good Work, but we'll see how we go. G'day guys, welcome back to Friday Knockoffs, and it's challenge time. This has been a massive part of the show. We're getting lots of feedback on new and entertaining ways that we can challenge these two to the duel. Brownie, 2.
Yep.
Jazzy.
Jazzy.
I'm still having nightmares.
Jimmy,
you're on 0, mate. So we've tried to make this game as intellectual as possible to give you every chance. And I'm going to dance around. I'm going to give no offence to you, of course. I mean, you're a very smart man.
I'm a competitive beast.
So I'm going to try and do my best Tony Barber or...
Glenn Ridge.
Yeah, it was maybe...
I met his daughter once, Sue.
Pardon? Sue Ridge. Wow. All right, here we go. So this week, it's not a question. It's basically like a reverse Pictionary is the best way I can describe it. So you've both got a pen and paper. You're going to get 30 seconds. Yep. And then like a Mensa challenge where you get an image, or maybe you've been to a psychologist and they've tried to do it. I'm going to show you an image. You've got to write down the word for an object, person, thing, animal, or whatever that you think it could be. Does that make sense? So as many as you can in 30 seconds.
Okay.
As many things as you think this image looks like in 30 seconds. Got it?
Yep.
So Brownie, I'm going to give you this phone. So we've got it on the phone, and then I've got a card to show you, Jimmy, and to show the people at home.
Go.
Time starts now. 30 seconds. Not a lot of talking going on. Looks,
Concentrating.
A little bit like a hashtag. I've just given you one of the answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I got 4.
Pens down.
I got 4, Jimmy.
I got 4 as well.
The best one will get the win.
I said a box.
What is a? It is
a box shape.
It's a box, yeah.
I said a jail cell. You know, the bars.
You'd easily be able to get out of that jail cell, but you would be familiar with them, so yes.
Window frame.
Yep.
And sticks. That was clutching a bit.
Sticks doesn't count, so he's got 3, Jimmy. What do you got?
I've got hashtag.
Oh, well done.
I got turtle. I don't know where I got turtle from.
Mate, if there's no way that turtle is...
Well...
No.
Sorry,
shell.
Jimmy, it's no turtle. Turtle's his sticks. It's not a turtle.
I got worms.
Definitely not. No,
Jimmy,
I've won again here.
Okay, no. What's your last one?
A bird's nest.
God almighty.
I reckon he got a
Jimmy,
1.
you are, that's brownies. They're shockers.
No.
So, these look like something.
All right.
We're not on hallucinogens or anything.
Hashtag deserves 2 though. That was good.
Hashtag gets 2, but you're still 1 behind Brownie.
Do you know what I've worked out? I've got a future in accounting. If this is the sort of bar that Jimmy sets.
All right, we got 30 seconds.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Pens down.
5.
I've only got 4.
Okay, Brownie, we'll go with you first then. And if all your 5 are good enough, we probably don't need to hear from Jimmy. Go.
Symbol.
Oh, get out of it! That's rubbish.
I watched that movie with Tom Hanks. So it's like a Greek symbol or something.
I thought you meant drum symbol, in which case I might have said yes, but that's
Target.
you can say symbol. Yeah, target's 1.
A window.
Yeah, if you watch Play School, 2.
A scope of a gun. The scope. You know.
Yep.
And then I said
You can't make it up now. I've got it.
I said like a gunshot. Like
Nah, so you got 3.
Yeah.
3, Jimmy, so let's hear yours.
I had gun sight or scope.
Yep, got that one.
I had pizza.
Yes.
The Trivial Pursuit pixel holder. You know, when Trivial Pursuit, where you're going to put.
Oh, it's a good one. I mean, they do have extra pie pieces, but I'll give you that.
And I'll get a little bit on the Da Vinci Code. I got a church cross because it looks like the Methodist church.
Yeah, he's
cross.
got you. So I know you said symbol, but they're all symbols, so I can't accept symbol unless you had said drum symbol, in which case maybe
no, that's fair.
we're almost there. Thanks for sticking with us. We're almost there. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Pens down. All right, so this is it. It's one apiece. It's pretty close. I'm going to go to you first, Jimmy. How many have you got?
4.
I got 5.
You've got 5. This is big. So, Jimmy, we're going to go with your 4 first. Fire away.
I've got the letter A because it just looks like the letter A. A chair.
I'll give you a chair.
A door, which is rubbish.
No door.
But then it's a symbol for the OC. If you just turn it sideways, it looks like OC.
I'll give you that one, but only because I think I think it's pretty bad. It's a pretty ordinary TV show. OC. So you got 3. Brownie, you just need 3 and you are 3-0.
The letter A?
Yep.
I said the letter A upside down.
No. No, it's not the letter A upside down.
2 F's together, so capital F's joined.
You've got 1. I can't give you capital F's joined.
Goalposts, like soccer goalposts.
Yes, 2.
And a cupboard.
4, 3. Yeah. You guys had 30 seconds.
I'm not a very imaginative person.
I'm going to have to go to a tiebreaker, I think. Okay, here we go. God help us all. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. How many have you got, Brownie?
5.
I've only got 4.
Well, let's go with your 5. If all your 5 count, then you're the winner. I don't even need to hear
A
Jimmy.
star,
Yes.
quadrangle, because there's 4. Quadrangle, you know. Yes, that's a quadrangle.
Oh, it's a square. How's it? What a quadrangle? It's not a quadrangle. It's maybe it's 2 triangles.
I said 2 triangles, so you've answered my next one.
Okay, it's not a quadrangle.
A box on its side
Yeah.
and a diamond.
Okay, so you've got 4. Jimmy, I've got no way of checking if you're just going to repeat the. I thought the one flaw in this game is we're relying purely on trust.
I am an accountant. You can trust me. I've also got diamonds.
Yeah.
Or diamond. I've got a no pass here. So if you turn it over, it looks like a cross. Like no.
I tell you what, no, you're right.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
What are the other ones?
a kite
Yeah.
Kite, yep.
and a set square. So it's where you do trigonometry.
Yeah. Brownie wins. Thank goodness. That's it. We're done. That's it. Thanks,
3-0.
Jimmy. We'll see you later, mate.
3-0.
Oh.
It's becoming a real whitewash, this. Could end up being 10 or 11-0.
Hey, stick around. We've got Mark Beretta from Channel 7 coming up after this. I'm exhausted.
Thanks, mate.
Friday knockoffs keeps rolling on. Brownie and Huey here with you. Thanks to good work. And there is a lot of activity going on in the background of our next man. And he has been front and centre from his days as a Moomba Masters champion, water skiing down the beautiful Yarra River, right now to just being probably the #1 sports reporter going around on television. We speak, of course, of Mark Beretta. Berett's Friday knockoffs. All the best, mate. How are you?
All the best. G'day, Huey. G'day, Brownie. Good to be joining you. Welcome to our partly renovated house at the moment.
What is going on in there? You doing all that yourself?
Yeah, it's me. Don't worry about all the other guys in blue shirts. They're just visiting.
And what are we doing, mate? It looks like we're doing a full reno.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've been out for about a year now, so we've done everything. I'm standing in the kitchen, or what will be the kitchen at the moment. So we've done that. Lounge room over behind me, then bedroom up on top, kids' bedrooms down below. So it's been a 12-month job, but we're almost there. And I'll tell you what, we've got some Ripper Reese plumbing gear in here, which has just made all the difference.
The one thing that did start up again was the NRL. Pete Vlandis did a magnificent job. He put his neck on the chopping block, got a start date, and it was an unbelievable round of rugby league, wasn't it?
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you what, he gets things done, Peter V'landys. You remember, as you guys would know, he was behind, of course, the Everest and the carnivals up here in Sydney. And he's built those from nothing in a few years to be, the Everest is the richest race in the world. So, he just gets things done. And when he put down on paper and said, May 28th, we're going, whether anyone's ready or not, we're in this. And he got it done. And there was never going to be any doubt that he was going to start the NRL on that day. And I just think, that's the sort of thing we need in the world at the moment, is people who just commit and get on and do it. And I've got a lot of time for Peter V'landys. He's a great communicator and he's a visionary. And certainly we're lucky to have him, I think, in sport because he gets things done. But the games were fantastic. I think Canberra, for me, emerged as the superstars of this season. And, the way they just wrapped up and shipped the Melbourne Storm was remarkable. And Craig Bellamy, I know he's going to, rip a few players some new holes during the week. So, he was fired up. But Canberra looked good. Parramatta looked really good as well. And the Warriors, the New Zealand Warriors, did well too because, they've been out of home for over a month now and trying to base here and get the job done. So, it was an impressive start to the year. But I think bottom line, apart from some suspicious faces in the crowd as cutouts, people just got a kick out of having footy back.
Yeah, absolutely. The game I loved was the Panthers and the Knights. And young Matt Burton in his second game here, he had 5 chances for a drop goal to win the game. He missed all 5. The poor young bloke, but that was one that, an exciting game, ended in a draw. That was one that they definitely like.
Yeah, unbelievable game. And there were so many. There were so many matches that were real highlights, and you sort of got the feeling that the players wanted to be there so badly. They made these matches fantastic. It was like they were just let out of the cage at last and let loose, and made for great footy. And I know we're going to get the same thing. Weekend after this when we get the AFL going, or next week, Thursday night, bring it on.
It can't come back fast enough. You'd have the inside word though at Channel 7. Are they going to go with the fake background noise? I know we didn't do it in round 1, but it seems like for the NRL, the fake crowd noise kind of worked. Do you reckon some of the producers and behind the scenes at 7 are thinking about the same thing for the AFL?
Yeah, look, I know there's been a lot of work done on it, and it will happen. And I think, I think it added something. I think it just, it just makes it feel a bit more normal. I did like, though, guys, I liked in the first round, the first round when we could actually hear the players and the umpires communicate. That was a real insight. And I'm sort of hoping that whoever drives the audio gives us the crowd, but also can manage to tweak it and give us that insight as well, so we can hear the players talking. Because good to hear what you're up to out there, Brownie.
I think we're probably going to show the photo of you because you came up in my Facebook feed, which is why we were chatting, where you're in the tight shorts and you were up on the tools. I'm not sure if you were posing for that or if you were genuinely getting involved with helping some of the tradies out. Where are you best when it comes to handling the tools? What do you really love doing? Is it the plaster work? You're more a hammer and nail kind of guy, or on the tiles and grout?
I'm a plumber. I come from a line of plumbers, and my dad and my brother are both plumbers. I worked in the family business in Geelong, and I reckon if you're going to be a plumber, Geelong is probably the hardest place on earth to be a plumber because of the temperatures down there, and the water's always icy cold. But I worked with Dad for 2 weeks before he decided that I maybe should have a career doing something else. So I was sacked by my old man. And my brother Chris took over the business, and he's been a plumber all his career now. He's a multi-squillionaire because he's a plumber. And I'm just a bloody battening bloke from Geelong still.
That happens to be a TV megastar.
Yeah. Mate, Brett, thanks so much. Really enjoyed having you on. Might check in with you a little bit after the AFL season kicks off. And again, we are wearing the beanies. MND Research at Channel 7 have been right behind that. Can you give us a little bit, have you got any inside word on maybe some of the surprises that we could see if we tune into Channel 7, 4 o'clock on Monday, because there's no footy, but they're still going to be doing the big freeze?
Yep, you bet. The biggest stars of the AFL. I know it is going to be huge. I know it's for an awesome cause. It's one of the highlights of the year now, isn't it? Now, you really look forward to it. And the fact that the players from clubs are putting their hands up, or we can't say exactly who at this point, but it's...
I can't. Toby Green's going to do it.
Beauty. Hey, Barrett's... I know you haven't got a drink in hand. You obviously got to get back on the tools, and
Go on,
then
mate.
also probably got to be in bed by around about 5 o'clock to get up early. So, hey, Mark, thanks very much for your time and
I
joining
might
us on
see you
Friday
this
Knockoffs.
weekend if you're lurking around the Ivy on Saturday night.
And Brownie, I am always lurking around the Ivy on a Saturday night. I'll see you there, guys.
Social
mate.
Social distancing. Make sure you take plenty of hand sanitizer
Yeah,
with
will,
you
of
for the love of
course,
God.
of course.
We'll be back in a little bit. See you after this.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jake Little from Elon Electrics. And Jake, is that any relation to Elon Musk?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Be handy though.
It would be handy.
Today, Jake and I, given that it's June, we're going to discuss tools and finance to get ready for end of financial year. So Jake, it is June, which means end of financial year is approaching. If you had access to an accountant like Jimmy, what questions would you want to ask him?
That's a good one. It's probably more pertaining to an employer more so, but I've got a company car and I just want to know where and what he can claim for on my behalf in terms of paying for the company car, in terms of kilometres and petrol and all that sort of stuff.
All right, Jake, can you talk me through your favourite tool today?
Sure. It's a bit boring, but I don't think I can ever go past my channel locks. They're pliers, they're a hammer, and worst case scenario, they can save my life. I cut through a live cable, so I pretty much use them every day and use them for everything that I can.
How long have you had that pair for?
They don't actually last that long, probably 6 months.
So how often would
8
you
months.
replace them?
I should replace these actually, there's a hole in them already, but yeah, every 6 months, every 6 to 8 months I usually get a new pair.
Can we see that hole? Bring him a bit closer. Ooh, yeah. Cool. All right, well, thanks for joining us, Jake.
No worries.
And back to you guys. Do you have any last things you want to say to the boys for Friday knockoffs?
Well, I'm still on the clock, so go and have a cold one for me, boys.
Parting is such sweet sorrow as we say goodbye for another edition of Friday Knockoff. It's Huey and Campbell Brown. Another big show from you, Brown Dog, Mark Beretta. Was great. Fight for MMD is going to be on Channel 7 on Monday, the big freeze. It's going to be a brand new spectacle. They're not doing it at the footy, but they've got some real big names who are going to be a part of
Been
it.
a great initiative, hasn't it? Raised a lot of money, and go out and support the cause by getting one of these beanies.
Grab them at Bunnings and Coles. You were telling me that it's sold out in most
Nearly,
areas,
yeah.
so you can jump on the website as well. We are back next week. Always good news as we take it 1 week at a time. Jeff White's going to join us, so former Melbourne star. He also played with Neil Danaher, share some of his memories, and he played golf with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, good golfer.
The biggest name you've ever played golf with?
I don't play golf.
Great. That worked out well. Jimmy, my mum's favourite's going to be back next as well. Hoping you can join us too. Friday Knockoffs. Have a
Be
good
safe
one.
over the long weekend. Enjoy. See you next week. Long weekend.
Yeah.
Long weekend.
Yeah. Enjoying it. Should we do something together?
I'm going to Sydney.
Can I come?
Nope.
It's like us to share a bit of time outside of ours. You know what I mean? Be good.
No, of course you can, mate.
All right.
Of course you can.